Tonight, you will lie down in the dark, and your brain will refuse to stop. You'll stare at the ceiling. You'll check your phone. You'll flip the pillow to the cool side, close your eyes, and think, for some reason, about something embarrassing you said in 2014. Sound familiar? The problem isn't your mattress. It isn't your phone. It isn't even stress. Not exactly. The real answer is far stranger. And it starts not in your bedroom, but around a fire, somewhere in Africa, roughly 300,000 years ago. Your brain did not evolve inside a quiet, dark, temperature-controlled room. It evolved in the open, under stars, in groups, with the constant, low-level threat that something with teeth might be moving through the grass just beyond the light. Sleep, for almost the entire history of your species, was not a private, solo event. It was a social act, a vulnerable act, and your nervous system treated it accordingly. Think about what sleep actually requires of you. You have to stop moving, stop watching, stop processing threats. You have to become, for 6 to 8 hours, completely helpless. For a creature that survived by staying alert, that is an enormous biological ask. So your brain developed a gatekeeping system, a set of internal conditions that had to be met before it would allow you to drop into unconsciousness. You needed to feel safe. You needed to sense that others were nearby. You needed darkness that felt natural, not sudden. You needed a body temperature that had been slowly dropping for hours as the fire died down. You needed, in other words, everything that modern life has quietly destroyed. Anthropologist David Sampson at the University of Toronto studied sleep in traditional societies and in our closest primate relatives. Human sleep, he found, is shorter than chimpanzees, shorter than gorillas, but dramatically more efficient. We spend far more of our sleep in REM, the deep stage where memory consolidates and the brain performs maintenance. How did we get so efficient? Because sleeping on the ground in groups was dangerous. Our ancestors had to extract the most restoration from the least unconsciousness. The brain learned to plunge fast and deep, take what it needed, and return to alertness quickly. That system worked for hundreds of thousands of years. Then you put it in a room, alone, in silence, staring at artificial light until 11 p.m., and told it to go. Jerome Siegel at UCLA spent years studying sleep in 3 pre-industrial societies, the Hadza of Tanzania, the San of Namibia, and the Tsimane of Bolivia. None of them had electricity. None had alarm clocks. And none of them, contrary to popular myth, slept when the sun went down. They went to sleep 1 to 3 hours after dark. They woke near sunrise. Total sleep time averaged 6 to 7.5 hours. Not 8. Not 9. Closer to what most modern adults actually get, and endlessly beat themselves up about. But here is the critical difference. Their sleep tracked something very specific. Not the clock, not a routine. Temperature. As the air cooled in the evening, their bodies shifted. Core temperature dropped. Sleep pressure rose. The cool night air was the signal, the cue that said, the heat of day is over. The group is settling. It is time. Your bedroom is 72 degrees at 11 p.m., 1 a.m., and 3 a.m. alike. The signal never comes. Siegel's research also revealed something almost nobody talks about. In these societies, chronic insomnia had no functional translation. Sleep problems as an ongoing condition were essentially absent. People had an occasional poor night. But the spiral, lying awake thinking about lying awake, the anxiety that builds on itself, that was not a feature of pre-industrial life. That spiral is a modern invention. And it feeds on one thing above all others: silence. Not the silence of a forest. In ancestral environments, silence was never total. There was wind, insects, the breathing of people nearby, the crackle of a dying fire. What your bedroom offers is social silence. The silence of being alone, of having no one to share the watch. Matthew Walker, neuroscientist at UC Berkeley, points out that loneliness and sleep disruption are bidirectionally linked. Lonely people sleep worse, and sleeping worse makes people lonelier. The brain regions that regulate social threat detection are the same ones that regulate sleep onset. Your body does not know you are safe in your apartment. It knows you are alone in the dark. And for most of human evolutionary history, alone in the dark meant one thing: exposed. So it keeps you alert. It cycles you back toward wakefulness. It feeds you thoughts, not because something is wrong with you, but because scanning for threats is exactly what it is supposed to do when the conditions say you might be vulnerable. That embarrassing memory from 2014? Your brain is auditing your social standing, because in a small ancestral group, social rejection could be as dangerous as a predator. The quiet of the night, with no other task to occupy the mind, is when the threat detection system turns inward. You are not broken. You are performing an ancient calculation. The research points in a clear direction. Cool your room, closer to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Let your body receive the temperature cue it evolved to need. Dim your lights an hour before bed gradually, not all at once. Your brain needs the signal to be slow, the way a fire dies down, not the way a switch flips. Add gentle background sound, not silence, but something that mimics the low ambient noise of a social environment. Studies on communal sleep suggest that the presence of others' sounds at a low level actually reduces nighttime arousal. You don't need the people. You may just need the acoustic signal that says, "The group is near. You are not alone." Your ancestors slept in firelight, surrounded by others, on the cooling ground, with the sounds of the night around them. They did not lie awake in perfect silence, wondering why sleep wouldn't come. Every signal in their environment told them it was safe. And so, they fell. Tonight, you'll lie down in the dark again. The ceiling will look the same as always, but somewhere in the wiring of your nervous system, an ancient system is still listening. Give it the right signals, and it will finally let you go.